That is how you romanticize your life, by utilizing the beautiful things that you own. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia and this is The Feminine Fancy. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. I like to make content on fashion, femininity, lifestyle, and life and dating advice. And if you are interested in any of those things, then I think you should hit the red subscribe button. Like, what are you waiting for? No, but seriously, I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And so that little click would help me so much. If you like this kind of content, you will love being part of the community. And if you are not new, thank you so much for coming back. And go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up button on this video. It really helps it to do better, to do well in the YouTube algorithm, and ultimately helps us to grow our community of like-minded women. Oh my gosh, that is such a long intro, and gosh, I wish I didn't have to do it every time. So I talked on my Patreon in a vlog recently about how I'm having so much fun with just curating more lifestyle content and romanticizing my life even more than I was doing before. So I've done several blog posts in the last few weeks about, you know, different tablescapes and gardening and all of my favorite lifestyle content type things. I realized that I never really bring that to the channel, but I decided, you know what, this is what I love, I'm gonna bring it to the channel today. So I wanted to talk to you about the 10 ways that you can add beauty to your home. It's so important to beautify your home, and not necessarily to compare it to everything that you see on social media, but to do the best with what you have and do your best to make it beautiful. Where you live is where you spend a lot of your time, and you want it to be somewhere that's inviting, that's warm, that's cozy and comforting. It really should be a place of respite for you. It should be a place that you want to go back to and that you're excited to go to. I wanted to impart some of my tips for you today and encourage you to implement them as we start exiting winter and heading into spring. I know we still have like another month left of winter, but you know, you gotta prepare for these things. So the first way to add beauty to your home, I think this is a really obvious one, is fresh flowers. I have been having so much fun making floral arrangements. I will link my blog post down below of the most recent ones that I have done. I didn't realize that I kind of had a knack for it until I started messing around with them and including them in my tablescapes. Fresh flowers just bring natural beauty into your home, and they're so pretty in and of themselves. You don't have to do much. Depending on where you get them from, they're not that expensive, and they can really add a warm and very feminine touch to your house. I've been saying this for a while now, but I will reiterate, I think that the best fresh flowers that you can get and the cheapest are at Trader Joe's. Now, if you know me, you know I am not a fan of Trader Joe's. I don't really like Trader Joe's that much. Sorry, any Trader Joe's fans. However, their flower selection is chef's kiss. It's so good and they're so affordable. When you compare the flowers and the prices at Trader Joe's to Whole Foods or Safeway, they are so much less expensive. If you have a Trader Joe's, that's where I would go to get my fresh flowers. Or if you don't, or you just want to be a little bit more like cottagecore with it, you can forage. You can forage for fresh flowers. Go foraging for some and make yourself a little bouquet to put in your home. That's a really great way to add beauty to your space. Okay, next up is framed photos. I've noticed that sometimes we don't always take the extra step of getting a photo developed and putting it in a frame. And that little step just makes your home feel like a home. It feels like people live there. It's filled with love. It's filled with people that you love. There are so many places where you can get affordable frames. You can get them from TJ Maxx, Home Goods, places like that. Or another sort of pro tip is that you can actually just go to your local thrift store and you can buy frames there, and they are so incredibly cheap. It is affordable, and it really does sort of give your home a more polished look. There are ways that you can use pictures and have them be like a little bit more abstract, but I definitely think framing them adds a really nice and polished touch. Another way to add beauty to your home is to utilize and have fun with prints and mixing and matching different prints. So whether that's in your tablecloth or your pillows or your bedspread, I am such a huge fan of Julia Berolsheimer. She, when it comes to prints, homegirl has got it down to a science. She creates the most beautiful tablescapes. Her home is just stunning, and it's not your sort of mainstream white and beige home. Like, there's color, there's life, there's vibrancy, and there are interesting prints. That is something that I have been trying to do here at Fancy Cottage. So I am utilizing printed tablecloths and wallpapers and things like that, because I do think it really adds a beautiful, beautiful element to your home when you are including various prints of flowers or birds, or just something that adds a bit of uniqueness, adds a bit of creativity, as opposed to just the standard like white and beige home. And that's no shade. I mean, I know it's really a popular look right now, but I do think that having some prints and some color really brings life to a home. The next way that you can beautify your home is by keeping your table set. So this is something that my mom did a lot growing up, and as we got older, she didn't do it as much, but she always had the dining room table set, and that's something that I have tried to incorporate here at Fancy Cottage. Why have nice china or beautiful vintage plates and cups if you're not going to showcase them? They should not just stay up in your cupboard and come out once a year, right? Like, we should be using these things. That is how you romanticize your life, by utilizing the beautiful things that you own. Having your table set all the time is a great way to do that. If you can manage it, keeping your dining table set is a really great way to add beauty to your home. It's a fun use of decor, and it really can showcase your personality and your home's personality, because your home does have a personality, right? It has sort of a vibe, it has a feeling about it. Everyone's home does. And so when your table is set, you kind of showcase that in the dining room in addition to the other rooms in your house. Okay, the next element is color. So as you guys can tell, I am not a huge fan of the white and beige home. I love including color into my home decor. I just think it's one of the best ways to make a house feel like a home and to showcase your personality. Some of the ways that I've done this here at Fancy Cottage is I have a pink couch, for example. I also have a like Tiffany blue colored vanity. I really love color, and I love kind of the vibrancy that comes with incorporating these little bits and pieces of color into the home. A lot of times when you include color into, let's say, your bigger furniture pieces, like a couch or a coffee table or something like that, it can also be a really great conversation piece. So people will say, oh my gosh, I love the color of your couch. Where did you get it? And then you can tell a whole story about your journey to find the perfect yellow couch or something like that. And it can really be a great opportunity to connect with people and to tell some fun stories. The next way to add beauty to your home is by using greenery. So bringing elements of nature and the outdoors indoors. I have quite a few house plants, and I also just started growing a kitchen garden, which I'm so excited about. And they just started sprouting. Like, I am so happy. In addition to the flowers, I think that houseplants, they're a little bit different because they sort of bring life to the inside of your home. They bring an element of like, there are living, breathing things inside of your home besides just you. Not only that, but I think the color green adds a freshness and a calmness that people really enjoy. And I think that's why people like houseplants so much, because they really do bring this element of calm in addition to being incredibly beautiful. Okay, so next is string lights or twinkle lights, whatever you want to call them. I have been binge watching Parenthood for the last few weeks, and one of the things that I've loved ever since I first saw that show is their utilization of string lights in their garden. It really just adds such a romantic and whimsical like feeling to your home when you have that added bit of light. I don't know what it is about string lights, but they really elicit a sort of magical feeling. Comment down below, do you also love string lights as much as I do? Because I love them. I can't wait to have my own home and garden so I can just put them all over. I will just cover my garden in twinkle lights. The next way to add beauty to your home is to use cloth napkins on your tablescape instead of paper. So this seems super simple, and I know what you're thinking, but Felicia, cloth napkins are so much more expensive. Actually, they are not. Cloth napkins, when you think about it, long term are less expensive than constantly going out to buy paper napkins. And I feel this way about paper towels as well. I don't want to go off on that tangent, but I actually learned this from The Daily Connoisseur. Love her channel so very much. And she talks about using, dish towels and cloth napkins, not only because it's a little bit more elegant, but it's also less expensive than constantly buying paper towels once a month or however often you buy them. But in addition to them being cost effective, they're also beautiful. I bought some cloth napkins at Macy's the other day, which I showed on my most recent Thrift With Me vlog on Patreon. Amazon. Stumbled upon an amazing sale. They were normally like $7 or $14. I got them on sale for $7. They're a beautiful sort of teal, light blue, neutral-ish color, so they'll be able to transition seamlessly from winter into spring and probably into summer as well. And I won't have to buy paper napkins ever again. But I do think it's a more elegant, sophisticated way to add beauty to your home. The next way that we can add beauty to our homes is by keeping them organized. So this sounds simple, but if you're like me, kind of scatterbrained, it's not that simple. It really isn't though. Like, you really do have to get into a mindset, or you have to sort of teach yourself how to be an organized person. I was recently listening to the Marie Kondo book. I'm blanking on the name right now, but I will link it down below. And she was talking about, or in the book, she talks about how we aren't taught how to organize, like in life or at school. It's almost like if you grew up with organized parents, chances are you were able to sort of see what they did, learn from them, and they taught you. If you grew up with unorganized parents, that is sort of how you move through life. Or if you grew up, you know, like me, one really organized parent, one very not organized parent, you kind of pick from you know, what you see. So because I'm a crazy Gemini, I'm typically very, very unorganized. So I have had to really employ systems to get myself on a schedule of keeping and maintaining my home and maintaining organization in my home. Clutter is a really easy way to have a really beautiful space look not as beautiful. When you have mail everywhere, laundry, you know, piled up and things like that. And don't get me wrong, life gets in the way. I know this, obviously. But when you have those things, you know, scattered all over your house, you can't see the beauty of it. And it also doesn't aid in your house feeling like a relaxing place that you want to be. And that's ultimately what you want to feel when you're at home. You want to feel relaxed and rested and like, and now I'm in my sanctuary, right? Like, that's how you want to feel. You don't want to dread going home because, let's say, you know, there's a mess everywhere. So I will leave some links below to various videos and things that have helped me get a little bit more on top of organization and making sure that I get rid of clutter. I've talked about the Fly Lady system before. I still employ a lot of her tips, like doing a load of laundry every day, making the bed first thing in the morning, and things like that. So that's very helpful for me, and I will leave those down below. But keeping an organized home, keeping a clutter-free home is a really, really easy way to ensure that your home is beautiful and welcoming and an enjoyable space to be in. And finally, the last way that we can add beauty to our homes is wallpaper or painting your walls if you are able to. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that my apartment building does not allow wallpaper, which is so sad. I was actually talking with a woman that I met when I was thrifting for furniture for the apartment. She told me about this sort of hack that you can do, which is what I did here at Fancy Cottage. Basically, you can buy the wallpaper that you want and put it on panels and hang the panels on your walls. So that's what I have done here at Fancy Cottage, and I absolutely love the wallpaper. It's so beautiful. And it's another conversation starter. When people come over, they're like, oh, what is this? Like, this is such a good idea. Like, I would have never thought of this. And I'm like, I can't take the credit. I didn't think of it either, but it is a really good idea. So if your apartment complex or where you're renting or whatever doesn't allow wallpaper, this is a really great hack for you to do, for you to try. Find someone to make wooden panels for you, or, you know, whatever kind of panel, then put the wallpaper on the panels, and then you can hang them on the wall in place of actual wallpaper. I think wallpaper is a great way to add texture and beauty to a space, and again, to showcase your home's personality. My apartment kind of has a very chinoiserie style, and the wallpaper here in the dining room really just hit that nail right on the head. I got it on Etsy. I will link it down below because there were a few people on Instagram who wanted to know where I got it, so I will link it down below for you. Wallpaper and painting can really change the look of your space for sure. All right, loves, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you sat through the whole thing and you are new around here, please consider hitting the red subscribe button and joining our online community. If you like this lifestyle content, you're going to absolutely love the blog. So So make sure that you check it out. I will link it down below, and join the mailing list, subscribe to the website so that you get all of my blog posts and updates about what is going on with The Feminine Fancy. You can find my blog at thefemininefancy.com, and you can find me on Instagram at _thefemininefancy_. All right, my loves, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.